Hello, everybody. So here we are. I don't care what energies are being thrown my way. These messages are going to get out today. Okay? Now, I will be going live traditionally for these types of readings for the most part. But if there's ever an issue where my phone dies and, since I can't use my laptop, I'm going to start recording these. That way the energies do not overpower my efforts. We're bypassing that. And what's funny is while I'm discussing this with you, bypassing these dark energies efforts, before I started shuffling, I thought of the evil eye. And right now, there may be multiple people or a specific person in particular who is doing this. And that's what's causing all of these external influences. Not to mention that we have discussed Jupiter retrograde being in transit for the next 4 months. So August 11th is when it goes direct. And so that's combining with these projected energies. And Jupiter itself is all about prosperity, abundance, and luck. Since it's in the retrograde, things are seemingly unlucky. But that's if you only look at it on the surface. And right now, there are a lot of people here that are very possessive right now. So much so to the point where they are wanting to interfere with our journey because we are an object to them. When people feel such ownership or entitlement, pride getting in the way, resentment getting in the way, anger, hatred, jealousy, all of these lower level energies here. Very interesting energies because some of us could very well be dealing with someone who is not only watching us, but they're stalking us, trying to figure out a way to repossess their perceived object. There's been a lot of bitter words exchanged. There's been a lot of people watching us when we are unaware, following us. And therein lies the evil eye. Sometimes when I look in people's eyes or when I notice that they're staring at me, that's one thing I can't stand is when people stare at me because I feel like that's suspect. What, are you chanting something in your head while you're staring at me? I talked about wishy-washy a few times on my channel, and it makes me think of this person in particular where that example rings very true. If looks could kill. And this person has been extremely ruthless. They are overbearing, they're manipulative, they lie, they try to bend the will of others in their favor. And I noticed that when I stopped interacting with wishy-washy, when it was discovered that he was in fact wishy-washy, and we'll pause with these. Now all of a sudden the attitude has changed. Now everybody that we have had problems with, or that we have decided to leave behind. You know, they have an issue with that because we are their object. We are their plaything. And if they don't get their way, then they try to use force, hence the evil eye. But they may do so silently. And I've noticed, even when I went back and watched certain videos from years ago of me and other people that I no longer speak to anymore, I never noticed it then, but I notice it now, the look in their eyes. You could tell that there's a lot of jealousy or some sort of resentment there. You could tell that they don't really have your best interest at heart. And so I noticed that with wishy-washy, I put my foot down, he didn't like it, and now I've become a target, or even more so of a target, if you will. And it's not just him where I feel like this is the kind of energy, you know, that I'm receiving. You know, I feel like he's not the only source. And some of you guys may be unaware of who's watching you, what they're projecting. People who stare, you know, people who kind of give you the side eye, but yet when you turn to them, then they smile. And you can tell it's all fake, it's forced. And because we can tell that it's fake and forced, and we act on that rather than getting involved, people have a problem with that. So since all of these cards are sideways, I'm just going to show them upright, but we're going to talk about both meanings for these. So the Knight of Swords, I see air energy automatically here. We have the Queen of Swords, the Prince of Swords reversed, and now the Knight of Swords. So there's an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Who's watching us? I know it has to be one of the air signs for sure. Because it's funny, you know, that rings true and hits home. Having people come back telling you that they saw you doing this or saw you doing that or saw this on your profile but they're blocked, or people calling you from ghost numbers, spoofing calls. You call back and the number's disconnected. Someone's trying to rush in here and get their revenge. Someone is very vengeful. They are filled, they are riddled with resentment. They're angry. They're not happy that we're not going for the okie doke anymore, like we were before. And it's funny because, wow. I placed the Prince of Swords here in the external factors without even realizing it at first. But the more that I look at it here in this placement, the more that it fits. Personally, I feel like all of these cards here are for the external factors. So we're going to do something a little different. Usually I'll read the little bunch that falls out and puts it back in, but these are speaking to me, honey. There's somebody here that's damn near a mercenary. They're trying to cover their tracks. They're trying to, you know, find other ways to get back at us. So it may be mental, you know, psychological attack. It could be, you know, again, the evil eye. It could be the way that they communicate to us, the things that they say. People could use anger to manipulate. So you are constantly tiptoeing around them. But when we stop tiptoeing and we put our foot all the way down, this type of person will still smile in your face, but silently wish for your downfall, and even be the one that is engineering said downfall. See, people around us are acting on impulse. And that says a lot. That speaks volumes, because they're not thinking about the consequences of their actions or the things that they say. For most of us, we could be dealing with people who don't care about the consequences, or maybe they think that they are untouchable or immune to judgment, consequence. I look at this Knight of Swords next to this Seven of Swords. And I even see some water energy here, by the way, too. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. I see Leo coming out and Cancer. I just noticed these signs. Need to get that put out there real quick, because I don't think it's just an air sign individual who displays these traits that I'm describing. And I'm sure there will be more as time progresses, the more that I pull. But with the Seven of Swords, and mind you, all of these cards were sideways, so we're getting the whole meaning, upright and reversed meaning of these cards. There's somebody that's trying to move in quickly, move in for the kill. They could be sending other people to do their bidding. Using external forces to do their bidding. Someone could be chanting the same thing over and over, trying to use dolls, things like that. And although the things around us become more chaotic, especially the closer that we're getting to this full moon in Libra, our emotions and everyone else around us, I mean, it's getting chaotic. It's getting hectic. And there's someone, and I'm going to stop saying someone because I know this is multiple people. The people around us are deceptive. They're very sneaky. So they can sneak about undetected like a thief in the night. And speaking of the night, maybe it's best if we don't go out at night, especially alone. That just came to mind. Because we have watchers here. And someone is definitely getting caught up in what it is that they're trying to do. I know you guys can't hear the wind, but the wind sounds violent out there right now. Like it's threatening to break a damn window. It's so strong. But there's no storm. And think about it, air, wind. These swords here. The very words we speak, because our lungs use air to function. We use air to be able to speak. And I know this is preschool knowledge, but bear with me. That's the energy that we're dealing with. We can't see the wind. We can't chase the wind. But it can be strong enough to push us back. It can be strong enough to make us fight. And that's what someone wants to do here. Somebody who's trying to get physical or wants to get physical. Somebody's living in the fast lane. They're, doing illegal shit, money laundering or, conning people out of their money, swindling people out of their money. This is your local drug dealer, your local hitman, your local gang member. It could even be a damn neighbor or a family member or someone we no longer call a friend. It's a lot of energy to be projected at us all at once, because I feel like a lot of people are really starting to feel guilty for losing. And that's how they view it. They view it as losing rather than learning the lesson that came with losing us, because it was their own impulsive actions, their own impulsive words that got in the way. It was someone else's pride that got in the way. Arrogance is getting in the way. They think that they should have it all. Again, that goes back to entitlement. We're dealing with a lot of dishonest people that are cloaking themselves to be someone that's in our corner. They're more covert in their approach. And that makes me think of covert narcissists. It's a little bit more difficult to detect, but once you pick up on certain tactics, it kind of starts becoming a lot clearer. The more that we identify what we're dealing with, the more that we come into contact with this energy and we are able to sniff it out. I see a crow here flying towards him. And I never talk about that crow, but we're going to talk about him today. You know what the symbolism of crows mean, right? Wherever this person goes, death follows them. Wherever this person goes, they themselves, in turn, are the bringer of death. And this doesn't have to necessarily be a physical death. It could be, again, a mercenary, someone that's working in black ops, someone who's, tapping our phones, checking our emails, hacking our shit. Turning others against us, telling lies, starting fights. There's somebody that's, again, running in place. But now, it's very clear. We have shown great strength and resilience to what's been thrown at us. We have moved on, and they see that. Yet they have not. Someone's still bitter. Could be over the fact that, they were cheated on when they themselves were the cheater all along, but they didn't like that they got a taste of their own medicine, or just in some way they got a taste of their own medicine. And it's funny how they don't think about other people's feelings when they do these things that we've done back to them, or maybe, again, gave them a dose of their own medicine, but in the right way. This has caused a lot of friction, because there's someone here that doesn't like when people stand up to them, when people talk back. But the message is very clear, because like I said, all these cards and the external factors were all sideways. So we're going to have to come back like the Prince of Swords and move quickly, think on our feet. Don't compromise ourselves by going back into the lion's den, especially with that strength. Because there are some depraved people surrounding us. They're very sick. But as long as we stay strong and we choose a different approach from the one that we've been using, now we have to become covert. Now we have to become a bit sneakier, or maybe, come up with some sort of slick action here in order for us to sneak past the sneak. And that goes back to keeping to ourselves. It's okay to change your mind. If you wanted to move forward with someone here and you're starting to see the energy that it attracts by even associating yourself with this person, just by having this person in your life, just by even having one conversation with them, by keeping to ourselves, we protect ourselves from that evil eye. Can't look at what's not there. And it brings me to reptilian energy as well, especially with people who have attachments. If they see our pictures, reptilians can easily manipulate technology. So if you start seeing your phone wig out for no reason, your laptop's not working, TV's acting funny, animals acting funny, just by a picture of you, they're able to send this shit to us. Some of us fear releasing all of these offers that we have for fear of losing out or missing out in some way. But when we look at the spread itself, we're really not missing out on anything, because these people don't care about us as an individual. They care about what we have, what we can do for them. And now they feel like they are owed something. They feel like the world owes them something. And no one owes anyone any motherfucking thing unless somebody said, you need to pay me this money back. And then, in fact, you do owe somebody something. But in this case, these people don't want to abide by the rules. They think that the rules don't apply to them. Greed will make people do some crazy things, especially when they're desperate. Be wary of that, because I see a lot of desperation on their end because they're feeling guilty. They're trying to find any way to alleviate said guilt. They're not happy. They're blocked. Somebody's losing it all. And the fact that we walked away rather than being discarded makes it all the more intense for these people here. All the cheating and the lies are catching up to them, and now the only way that they can be a part of our lives, or to still maintain this illusion of control, is by stalking us, watching us, just so they get that satisfaction that, yeah, I'm still here. But see, the thing is that they know that what they're doing has no effect on us at this point. Again, resentments. We've come out of that bitter struggle. We've come out of all of this conflict. We've come out of the third-party situations and, people stealing from us and using us and abusing us, and people, stalking us and trying to cause problems in our lives. We've come out of that. But someone is still resentful because we have come out of it. They want us to still suffer because, again, they're sick. The evil eye. keeping to ourselves protects us from that, even through social media, guys. We are stable. Our foundation here is very stable. We are starting to see not only our ships come in, but now our success is starting to manifest into the physical plane. We are receiving good fortune here. And again, someone does not want that for us. They don't want us to prosper because they are not prospering, but they choose to not prosper. We always talk about choose and chose. And we have chosen to speak our truth because we are choosing ourselves. We've been through too much to let people think that they're able to get over on us, or to, to stay silent in the face of adversity, or in the face of aggression, or in the face of abuse, or what have you, manipulation, and so on. Our truth is absolute. The divine is protecting us here. And that's causing a lot more anger for these people here, because they're really realizing that although little tiny things may crop up or cause a little bit of an annoyance, we always seem to get away and get off scot-free. But that's because we've taken the necessary steps. We are making necessary moves in our lives, taking action in our lives to make it better, to be better. This is where logic comes in. This is where we remove our emotions from the situation and realize that we have so much to be grateful for. And that's another reason why people are trying to take it away. But we are definitely fearing releasing all of these offers we have. We're fearing the fact that maybe we won't be happy without these interactions. Maybe I won't be happy without the familiar. Some of us are even wanting to escape because of these fears, or because of this pain, or because we're feeling unhappy due to losses in our lives. We thought that people that we've known for years, or people that we've made plans with, talked about having children with, and talked about getting married, and talked about, being friends forever, or talked about, we're always going to be there for each other. But we realize that these people have not been there for us. They will not be there for us. And we must choose ourselves. Because time and time again, these people have not chosen us. They've chosen to use others to get a leg up in the competition here. And some of us could be tired of being single. Some of us could be feeling tired of being alone. Or there are other people that have been feeling that way and tried to use us for their own bottom line because of that. Especially concerning someone who was already married while trying to be with us. And then it looks like they went back to move in with the wife, or maybe they're going to work things out. They need a place to stay. They need money. They know that we're not going to provide them with that. They know that they've already done enough damage to the point to where it's irreparable. They know that all they can do is watch in the background or in the shadows. And they resent us for their choice to do this. which doesn't make any sense. But I will say this, we are putting all of that effort, all of what we have accumulated through our efforts and our, our steps forward, we are putting that back into the self. And they also see that. Here's the good news though. We must give up on those that constantly try to block our paths. But we also must remember that regardless of who's trying to compete with us, they're not going to come out on top. And when we give up with the trying to talk to people who don't ever follow through on the things that they say that they're going to do, people who, they have the gift of gab, but, you always see that their inaction speaks louder. And that goes back to my reading, actions speak louder than words. We are also needing to realize that there are some people who like to use weaponized miscommunication, which means that they will act like they don't understand what you're saying. They will act like they did nothing wrong. They will act like they have your back, or that we're just crazy, or that we're just paranoid, or that we're just this or that. But really deep down, they know what they're doing. This is a form of gaslighting, and they've been doing it for a long time. I see this in family references as well. Going all the way back to childhood, all the way through all your friendships and relationships. This energy was very prominent here. But we've blocked off communication here. We've realized that, there are people who do not value us as who we are as a person, but just what they can get out of us. I see some air energy coming out again. All the air signs are here. A lot of air signs are involved here, but there's one in particular, who seems to have a good head on their shoulders. They seem to be very direct about what they want. And I also feel like since the Queen and the King is here, the King and the Queen of Swords, we are severing many ties here. We're cutting off the well of emotion that we may have had towards other people, or we are separating ourselves from sentimentality, or we are separating ourselves from those who we finally realize are just not meant to be there and never were meant to be there. Yep, we saw that a long time ago. And it's just been a lot to process. We're dealing with a lot. We're trying to, not only move on, but move up. We talk about that a lot. And in order to do so, we must go it alone. And that kind of reminds me of the song by Beck. Na 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 na, God alone. Na 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 na, God alone. So, we definitely delayed on making a decision about blocking someone here. Should we continue to give them the time of day? Should we continue to entertain this? Some of us could be dealing with the Libra specifically for those that are dealing with an air sign, But this right here, imbalanced relationships. We're dropping the ball. But we certainly do have a lot on our minds and our hearts. But as we clear this energy, I see that justice is dealing its hand in all of this. So keep in mind, like I said before, when we give up, they will eventually give up. They will not succeed with their little evil eye. They will be brought to justice. They will have to face the consequences, regardless of whether they feel like they are untouchable or not. Now we have the Queen of Wands coming out sideways. So we have a third party here. We have, you know, a motherly figure here, or a friend here who, again, more references to jealousy. We are confident, we are creative, we are able to take action towards our goals and achieve them one by one. We do not stop. No matter what obstacles are thrown in our path, no matter who tries to stand in our way, we are prevailing. And they're jealous of that. Could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. They're very jealous. There could be someone here who's been with someone, but all the while in our ear talking about, oh, I want to marry you, or I want to be with you. All the while living with their actual spouse. There are a lot of aggressive people around us right now, and they're trying to incite insecurity within us because of their own jealousy. The evil eye. Some of us are dealing with the Pisces. There's a lot of confusion right now because I know this full moon. That's the first thing I thought about. This full moon in Libra. It's dealing its hand and it's dealing it quick. And it's all about the scales. It's balancing the scales. So whatever injustices people are trying to do against us, we will prevail and we will get our justice. We just have to keep pushing. We have to release our fears and start to work through these feelings of loneliness. Or some of us may fear being alone, and so we go back to certain people or certain places or certain things that we know isn't good for us. I see Taurus energy coming out and the High Priestess here. Some of us could be receiving intuitive messages from our family members, or even in the workplace I could see this going down this way as well. I mean, of course, friendship and love, but workplace and home, I see that a lot for sure. Dealing with landlords here. Where there's just a lot of conflict, or you're dealing with a lot of conflict at your home. You're dealing with a lot of, you know, resentment from people at your home, neighbors, family members, people that you stay with, or Taurus here, or all of these signs. Look, it's all the signs. Okay. And intuitively, we may be picking up on someone else's resentment, someone else's feelings. There's someone that's definitely married, or they're contemplating wanting to get married, but the problem is someone has suffered a loss here, and it could even be a loss of a friendship where this energy is like this. Some of you may have made a friend at work, or thought you made a friend at work anyway, and it turned out to be a mess. They turned out to be, you know, trying to undermine you at every turn just to kiss the boss's ass. Or, you know, you have family members like this where they're getting something out of the other people, but yet we're the black sheep. We're always the scapegoat. The Queen of Chalices, definitely. Look at this. The Queen of Chalices is the counterpart to the High Priestess. And there's someone that's keeping a third party a secret, or, you know, they're keeping a commitment a secret, or they're trying to keep a commitment a secret here. And that's why, you know, the relationship's imbalanced. Maybe there was someone keeping a marriage a secret here. Hiding the fact that they got married from their mother, or hiding the fact that they got married from other people around them. So they could have their cake and eat it too. I'm seeing it right here. I'm seeing a lot of storylines. But I notice a lot of family references for sure as well. Some of us are experiencing some sort of instability when it comes to our finances, some instability concerning, you know, our budget. We may have more going out than coming in, or maybe, you know, whatever we have coming in, we have to put most of it towards the bills, the, you know, the rent, the utilities, you know, your leisure items, or, you know, frivolous items. You have to get a repair in your house, an unexpected repair. The dishwasher goes out, or there's a leak, there's a plumbing issue, electricity issue, even a gas issue. But we are intuitively just in sync. And they see that we are the Queen of Wands. We are the Queen of Chalices. And this goes for males and females. Just because they're queens, hey, it doesn't matter. The fact that we lost these people here, it didn't break us down. And I really can't get over the fact that they're really stuck on that. I don't get it. But I do see here, we must remain emotionally balanced, because with this Libra, this full moon in Libra, I really feel like it can have a major impact on our mental health, especially if we're not getting adequate rest. And that just goes back to Jupiter retrograde, which is why I've been talking about resting and not trying to do too many live streams at this time, just because I'm feeling all of this external muck going on. I do see love coming in, and someone's not wanting that for us, all the while they had a third party the whole time, so we have no clue why they're even concerned about who approaches us or who doesn't. But we may decide, someone's deciding between two people, they may choose one over the other finally here, and now, you know, they're making progress, they're making money. Some of us are dealing with creative projects here, or just moving forward towards our goals. We're starting to, you know, see money come in. The Ace of Pentacles. Yes, we are extremely fortunate, and we will in fact be winning the spiritual warfare. Not only do we have judgment in this world, but there will also be judgment in the spiritual world, and the universe always has receipts. So everything that these people are doing, they're just adding to their own karma. And while we remain protected, and they keep getting madder and madder at the fact that they're unable to get over us, and, you know, the fact that we turn down their love offer, or the fact that, you know, we're just not interested, or the fact that they themselves have found themselves in a relationship with a third party where it's unrequited love, or, you know, it's just creating blockages for them in some way. Maybe someone could have lied about a pregnancy to keep this relationship going, all the while, you know, there's a third party that comes about. I'm seeing a lot, you guys. Things are not blossoming as they had hoped. Things are not coming to fruition with this little evil eye, psychic attacks, all these things. It's not working. Queen of Pentacles. Clarifying the Queen of Swords. So we have all the queens and all of them are upright. But see, the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles are in the foundation. And the challenge is the Queen of Wands. So for some of us, we may deal with other people's insecurities and jealousy. And that's where the evil eye, the psychic attack is coming from, because they see that we're successful and they see that we're stable. They see that we are going to receive more of a commitment, even marriage for some of us. There's something coming in. Someone knows something, and they could be using psychics to find that out, or they could be, you know, trying to go into our dreams to do that, or using someone else to do that, sending spirits to come watch us to see that, or to look into our lives in some way, or because they're simply stalking, or, you know, they've heard something from somebody else that whatever. But somebody's trying to stay in the middle here. They don't want to make a choice. And because they didn't make a choice, we had to make it for them. And with the Lovers here, you know, I feel like we are starting to realize what it is that's not only best for us, but what it is that we can do and what it is that we can release to find inner harmony, inner peace. The more we continue to put self-love and self-care into our routine, we can't help but attract this kind of energy where we find a deeper commitment. No more karmics, and no more twin flames even. Not even soulmates. We realize that this journey requires us to go along this road alone, and that scares the shit out of us because we've been so used to having these people around us, even if they weren't a good part of our lives. Even if they made us feel insecure or gaslit us or, you know, deceived us at every turn or cheated on us, or, you know, they weren't a good friend. They weren't there for us when we needed them the most. They dropped the ball when we needed them the most. There was nothing but chaos and imbalance in these relationships. It did nothing but make our minds swirl. Yeah. All of the petty squabbles, you know, that people tried to drag us into just to lower our vibration, we must separate from that once and for all. Or anyone who has done this in the past, anyone who is offering something to us here. This person doesn't really express their emotions. So they try to do little bullshit to see how we'll react, just to see how important they are to us still. And they see through our action that they're not. They weren't important to begin with, but we put them on that pedestal for so long, and now we realize that we put ourselves on the pedestal. And we knocked their dumb asses off of it long ago. We must make changes here. We must move. We must move on. Stay strong. They will not win. We are the Empress. Some of us could be expecting, or we're just starting to see success and see progress in our projects. I'm looking into her hands, and it's interesting. We are wearing our hearts but we no longer have our hearts on our sleeves. We are transmuting. We are transmuting these energies, and so that may be draining us a bit. But they realize that it's not having the same effect as it would have maybe a couple years ago. There are a lot of 7s in this reading, and a lot of 2s. And definitely some 5s. Let's see how many 7s we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I think there's only 4. I think there's only 4. But now there are 5 because I just pulled, yep, you guessed it, the Tower. These people that have been sitting in their ivory tower, they're about to get struck down. So everything that they're doing is futile. Resistance is futile. Their end is coming. And our new beginning is here. And with that Ace of Wands and the Two of Wands, I see that all of these ideas, we're starting to take action now. And now we're starting to see progress from that. Things are manifesting. Money is coming in because of what we are pursuing. We are putting more love into ourselves. We're going out. We're buying new clothes. We're getting our hair done, getting our nails done. Or we're going out and getting that suit and getting that tie and, you know, getting those nice little fancy shoes. Getting some nice heels. Getting crafts for ourselves to be able to have that outlet. Investing more in ourselves, not in anyone else. Nine of Swords, yep. Don't allow fears to consume you. But there's somebody here, and it could be just someone's jealousy that's enough to make us feel like this. And then it starts to manifest into the physical realm, and things start happening around us. They're telling lies, and they've been telling lies. Their whole life is a lie. And they're jealous because we're doing better than them. And nothing can stop us. There's a lot of anxiety about what you're feeling, empaths. And I just want to say right now, keeping to yourself can alleviate a lot of that. If you need to stay in for a damn week, do that. Unless you gotta go get some damn food, you know. Go out there real quick, take care of your business, and then come right back to the house and do this. And spend about, let's say we have a social media detox. Now, I would love to say I'm gonna have a social media detox. I can do that for Facebook, but YouTube is a social media platform. So if you're using social media, for example, such as YouTube or, you know, what have you, you're going online and your business is online, continue to focus on that, but don't get caught up in the social aspects of it where you're listening to people gossip, or you're listening, you're looking at people fighting on the internet, arguing about politics or religion, or arguing about their opinions, or trying to push their opinions on everybody else. Or if you come across people like that, just leave them the fuck alone and regain your sense of control. Some of us could be dealing with an Aries specifically, or a mother and father here who's doing these things, and they could be sending people to us or telling people things where it's manifesting this dark energy. But again, it's going to backfire, and it may cause some anxiety for us. It may cause us to kind of stay up a bit and be restless in the evenings, and, to feel as though we can't get adequate rest. But therein lies the point. We must not work tirelessly. We must learn when to take a break, and that's also another lesson that comes with that full moon in Libra. But we'll talk more about that on the 19th. Okay, but that is what I have for us right now. And you know what? Something's telling me to clarify this Five of Wands. So one more card and then I'll be the hell out of here. Let's see. Okay, so we have the Magician reversed and the King of Wands. Wow. Yeah, there's a fire sign. Listen, everybody that we've been talking about, you guys, yeah, they're no good, dude. These people are con artists. They know how to appear as though they are in your corner when, they know, and everyone that they gossip about us to knows, Realize that we could do better than settling for certain people or allowing people to re-enter our lives, allowing people to energetically destroy our lives. Spiritual baths. It would be a good time to do that. You can do it at any time. But spiritual baths, that will help to cleanse this energy. That will help to reground you. Meditation as well, combined with that spiritual bath. And then a social media detox. If you need silence, just be silent. If you want to read, go read. If you just want to listen to some music and play video games, then listen to music and play video games. If you just want to write, then write. If you just want to edit videos, edit videos. If you want to make music, make music. If you want to sing, draw, dance, act, whatever it is that you want to do. You want to go to the park, enjoy the sun, listen to the birds. But keep to yourself. Wait until the full moon passes and see how you feel. But that is what I have for you guys. Just know that there's somebody that's wanting to make an offer, but they know that they can't come back in. And with that King of Wands in the advice position as well, you guys, entrepreneurs, keep working hard. Those of you that are creative or just, in a managerial position, or, you're in a leadership position, keep going. I see that the Princess of Pentacles is reversed here. So let's go ahead and pause one more damn time. I didn't expect to see that, but they're having a hard time getting over us and they're gossiping about us. There's also someone here where they just never reciprocated the love that we gave to them. And so now we're blocking any offer that they have by taking a leap of faith. Somebody's not confessing that they feel this way. Somebody's not confessing that they're missing us, or, they're having a hard time getting over us. So they just want to appear as though they've gotten over us like that, on social media or what have you. There's somebody that's, that took money, or maybe there's just some news or bad news concerning the home or concerning money. Police could be getting called, restraining orders in effect, domestic abuse happening. And abuse in general. We are now realizing that we have to drop that ball. Okay? But as long as we stay strong, stay focused, put all of our efforts into our creativity, into our hobbies as an outlet, as long as we take adequate breaks, Even if you feel like you can't afford to take a break, that's when you need to take one the most. And I've been feeling like that a lot lately. I haven't been wanting to stop going live or stop doing this, even if I feel tired, or even if I'm depleted, or even if I'm not getting sleep. Readers, be very wary, because some people that you're reading for could also be bringing some energy that maybe even the querent is unaware of, excuse me, and that even we may be unaware of at first. So keep that in mind, you guys. It's not to scare you, just saying make sure you cleanse yourself. White sage, Palo Santo wood, Florida water works well as well. And, you know, staying on that regimen of meditation, clearing the energy, spiritual baths, crystals, all of that. And rest. Some of us may need to take the rest of the week off. I just got that. Some of you, it could be a few days. To really rest and do nothing. No work, nothing. Okay? But once you get into that leadership position, you guys, keep striving. Don't lose your confidence. Don't allow any fire signs to manipulate you, or air signs, or earth signs, or water signs. You know, don't let anybody manipulate you or make you feel less than, or make you feel like, you know, you owe them something, or that you're obligated to, you know, do something for them because they did something for you. Or don't ever feel bad because of someone else's insecurity and jealousy. Don't ever water yourself down. And focus on the self. The more you continue to do that, the more you continue to keep your vibration high. No one can touch us. And that's the secret. All right, you guys. Well, I may see you tomorrow for the live, or the next day. I may come on, what is it? Today is Thursday now, so I may come on Friday. And if I don't come on Friday, you guys expect to see me Saturday for sure. And so, with that being said, you guys, stay blessed, not stressed. Peace and love.